YouTube, what is going on? This is True Hero. First and foremost, I just wanted to say I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. We've had so much going on in terms of getting the store ready. We've been setting up some tournaments. So guys, if you haven't checked us out already, if you are in the Raleigh Wake Forest area or the Triangle area of North Carolina, check us out. Wake Forest Hobbies. We have tournaments going on every Saturday. Starting at 2 o'clock. You can come in. I will be in at 1. I'll be in at 1 o'clock to help anybody out if they want to make some trades, make some sales, or want to buy anything and purchase any cards for themselves. But we've been super swamped with getting those planned out, getting that running up and off the ground. We had a great tournament the other weekends. Really, really great turnout, and looking forward to more in the future. I have a ton going on. I got a really big surprise for you guys, though. I have been keeping you guys in my thoughts during my small hiatus, and I've got something that I really think that you guys are going to get a kick out of. If you like fusion summoning, which I hope you do, watching my channel, I think you guys are really going to get a kick out of what I've got cooking for you guys. So keep an eye out for that in the next few days. But for a little special treat for you guys, I am super sorry kind of little gift. I got a fun deck, not a fun deck, but a fun game to show you guys. This is Electrum OTK against Mermails, and I'll start rolling the video now. As you know, Mermails are really making a comeback. It's a really strong deck, guys. But this guy's playing a little bit of a non-meta version of it, which is cool. It really doesn't matter because the Electrum OTK, guys, is still a thing. And for those of you that don't know, it basically is going to continuously recycle. It's going to continuously recycle this bad boy right here, Super Dreadnought Rail Count and Gustav Max. Detach 1 XE material, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. And the way that this deck is all possible is really because of chain material. If you guys don't know, chain material allows you for one turn to special summon any monster. I'm sorry, to fusion summon any monster from your extra deck using materials from anywhere in the game. Basically, you can do it from your hand, your field, your graveyard, and from your deck. So basically the idea is, you use chain material, and then because of fusion gate, you never have to worry about using polymerization. You just banish all the materials. So you constantly banish materials to load up your field with monsters. The downside to chain material is that any monster used or any monster fusion summoned using its effect, which basically means if you fusion summon from your deck, that monster that was fusion summoned gets destroyed at the end of turn. But with the Gustav Max OTK, that really doesn't matter because you'll be recycling Electrum over and over again to keep popping out Gustav Max. And you're, as the name of the deck suggests, you're just going to OTK him with 2,000 burn damage. So as you guys see, you summon your Electrums, and everything continues to be returned from the banish to the excuse me, to the deck, which constantly gives you a supply of materials. Wow, I said materials, not materials. Fusion materials for your Electrums and for your basic fusion monsters. And the neat thing the really cool thing, guys, about chain material is that if you don't use the effective chain material, monsters that you summon to the board will stay on the board at the end of turn. So I know you guys noticed that at one point I made a couple of my fusion monsters off of some things that I strictly had on the board, like a Gustav Max and an Elemental Hero Gaia, and I went into a second Gaia or third. I'm sorry, I went into my third Gaia to make room for my two Electrums, and that Gaia, that Elemental Hero Gaia, will stay on the board because it was not summoned with the effect of chain material. But I digress. That's the deck, guys. Again, the idea is just to continuously cycle into Electrum, make double Electrum, make a Gustav Max. Then the trick to the deck is, guys, fusion summoning your Gustav Max with another E hero in your deck. so that both your Electrums end up going to grave. Then you put both Electrums into the banished pile from your grave in order to make Elemental Hero the Shining. Then make your third Electrum. Your third Electrum puts both of your other Electrums, both of your banished Electrums, back into your extra deck, along with the Burstinatrix, Bubbleman, Avion, and Bubbleman to fusion summon him in the first place. And if you guys are any bit curious to what my deck looks like for this, I run it a little bit differently than most people do. I know back in the day, the idea of the deck is just to stall, and stall until you can pull out the chain material and fusion gate combo. What most of these decks nowadays, what they'll look like is like a lot of draw power. So you have Pot of Duality, is basically anything to get chain material from your deck to your hand, since there really is no way to search it like there is Fusion Gate. We have just like Terraforming. But I run a Cat of Ill Omen. It's a flip effect. Select one trap. Place it on top of your deck. If you have Necro Valley, you can add it to your hand instead. So I've been doing that. Again, this is a non-meta deck, guys. It's not, I mean, correction, I have tried it against some meta decks, but this was a hard deck to pull off even back in the day, back when the hype around this deck was reaching its peak. And nowadays, I really think that the pace of the game has just evolved and quickened to a point where this deck really can't keep up. It doesn't have the draw and search power necessary, again, particularly when you're talking about searching out chain material from your deck, which is the key component to the OTK combo. So what I've kind of done is I've just run a lot of back row. I've got Swords of Concealing Light because there are a lot of opportunities to interrupt the OTK combo, especially, you have ABC Dragon. If ABC Dragon banishes your third Electrum, while the other two are banished, like, oh, your deck is done. Like, there's no getting around that. So I ran 3 Swords of Concealing Light, triple Solemn Notice, Solemn Warning, of course, because again, we're just stalling. I put in Divine Wrath because if I have monsters in hand, it really doesn't matter that they go to grave, because with chain material, they're just going to end up getting banished anyway off board. And with this deck, if I can't go into chain material to banish these cards, I'm just going to lose the game anyway. So it doesn't really matter at that point. And it's a counter trap, so when I'm thinking about things like Cyber Dragon Infinity or ABC Dragon, or really any effect monster and any additional cards that my opponent may have on board, because it's a counter trap, they're limited to just using other counter traps in order to prevent it, or in order to chain and save any resources that they have on board from being completely lost, etc. And again, breakthrough skill, just because this is a super monster effect heavy meta that we're in right now. And I've found that monster effects tend to interrupt my plays and my combo nowadays than anything else, which is why I'm not running like Twin Twister or anything. But again, it's just a fun deck, guys. Check it out if you would like. Running each of your core hero monsters is good because, again, you don't have to really worry about losing one of them throughout the course of the game. If you lose one Clayman or one Burstinatrix, etc., you have another one backed up for you. It's also kind of nice because if you guys mess up with the combination, or something happens and your plays get interrupted and you have to go a little bit off script, again, you have the duplicates of each hero monster to go into another Electrum to get your ball started, to get the ball rolling again. So here you guys are. Here is your fun little deck. Again, I've got something really, really slick for you guys coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that in the next few days. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with you guys soon. Take care, all.